What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and this is the third video in a series where I'm covering the different Bloodcraft Legend champions, and today I'm going to be covering ASHMAYNE. But first, download Bloodline Heroes of Lithus, a mobile RPG action fighting game where you can marry your champions to create new and unique hybrids. Use the link in the description to start with some free stuff, including gold and diamonds. See you hopefully soon. Alright, so these Bloodcraft Legend champions are really special hybrids and they're harder to get. So I already made a video where I explained how to get them. Make sure to go watch that video if you haven't seen it. I'll put a link in the description. I'm not going to go through it in detail today, but I did want to show you which actual heroes it takes to create this hybrid. So whenever you click on the boxes, you can see that one of them's got to be Samir, either male or female, and then the opposite gender, Doombringer. Of course, you need all the shards that go with it too, and then once you put them together, you get your ASHMAYNE. Now, everyone knows the Bloodcraft Legend champions are really powerful, but even so, I think that ASHMAYNE is underrated. I think that he gets a lot of grief because I'm not sure what people were expecting, but I think they were expecting him to be more overpowered than the Bloodcraft Legends that came before him. Now, I think he is great. In fact, I ranked him as S tier in my previous tier list. Is he that good? I think it remains to be seen, but a lot of people have been sharing with me on my tier list video that they don't think he should be rated that high. Now, I personally think that he's great. Like, he should absolutely not be lower than an A, but he gets hate that I don't think he deserves. He's a really great hero. He's just not Phoenix. So let's go through his skill and talk about why. The first one is Lethal Revolution. Continuously spins for 2 seconds, dealing total damage equal to 520% of the caster's strength to nearby enemies. The caster recovers constitution via 30% of the damage dealt. Enemy targets affected cannot cast ultimate attack for the next 2 seconds. So here you have a controlling effect, which is basically silencing an opponent or multiple opponents so that they can't use their special. Now, just like with Bloodstorm, that's a really important type of controlling ability. She's a nice, like, controlling type of Bloodcraft Legend. And this is a good effect like that too. When you're controlling your opponents and keeping them from using their skills and you're using yours, you're more likely to win. Deadly Focus is the ultimate, binds a random enemy among the 3 enemies with the highest strength, which lasts for 12 seconds, dealing total damage equal to 1600% of the caster's strength. That is an enormous amount of damage. I don't know how anybody looks at this and says that this guy's crap. I haven't even read the rest of the text yet. He's great. During the bind, the target can only use normal attacks, cannot receive effects from their allies, with their constitution recovery being reduced by 80%. So not only is he dealing a ton of damage, he's controlling them. So great in CC types of teams. So that's crowd control teams. And also they're not able to heal. There's a particular champion out that right now that is really good at healing, and he prevents that from happening. If the target is killed during the bind, the caster's strength is increased by 20% for the entire battle's duration. All right, and lastly, we have another passive here, Demonic Swell. Gains 200 additional energy when the battle begins. Upon taking skill damage, the caster absorbs 45% damage and converts the absorbed damage into their constitution for 3 seconds. So, goodness. There's quite a bit of power going on in these specials here. And I'm not sure why there's people out there that hate on him, but you gotta put him in a team where he's going to excel. So you gotta look for synergies. If you can do that, one of the things that I don't think comes across super clear in the text on this is, as long as you can put him on a team that's got good synergy, he has a lot of staying power. In fact, I think he probably goes best on CC types of teams, control teams, where he's your finisher. Because The rest of the team can keep itself alive and in turn keep himself alive. He's going to keep himself alive. The other opponent is not going to be able to do much of anything. He's just going to go through one by one, deleting each of your opponents. Let's take a look at the traits. Again, this is a combination between Doombringer and Samir. So you get Last Legacy. For each ally killed, the champion gains 240 energy. And each attack made increases total damage by 1.55% up to 15%. So he's getting more powerful as he goes too. That's going to be really good in PvP, but it's going to be even better against bosses when you have a long time to build up to that. Okay, so what kind of team would I put him in? Or like, in other words, what kind of champions does he go best with? Well, I personally think he's kind of somewhere between being possibly main comp or maybe a number 2 team, depending on what kind of heroes you have and what your playstyle is. But if you're going to put him in a main comp and you're shooting to be one of the top players, I think that champions that go really well with him are going to be the ones you see in a lot of top teams. Male, Water, and Sun, absolutely. Unless they change him somehow. At this very moment I'm making this video, they haven't changed anything about him, but that could change. But in his current form, Male, Water, and Sun, female Ho or male Ho, either one I think would be really good with him. Phoenix has to be in a main comp no matter what. So of course you're going to put her with him. And then you have some play with another slot there, which could be like female Lionstone. You could have female Dvala potentially still going in a slot like that. And that's a really good, just extremely powerful team. Even Bloodstorm, the Scarlet hero, could go in there. Now, as far as a second team, which is actually probably where I would put him in my lineup, you have to get a little bit more creative with the build. And for that reason, I would say that I would probably put more controlling heroes with him. I'm thinking like female Selphos and female Galabar. I think those are both really good. You know, female Selphos would increase his strength, help to decrease what your opponents are doing. Female Galabar is basically paralyzing them on the other side, and then keeping them while he also is using his controlling elements from being able to do much on the other side while he goes through and finishes them off one by one by one. And you can intermix any of the other champions that I talked about in this as well, in order to finish off a team like that, because you're not going to be able to fit all the great champions into a main comp. So some of them are going to be in your second comp. So those are all champions that I like with him, but you let me know. There's probably a number of people watching this video that have really good synergies they like to pair him with, as well as traits and things like that. So make sure to leave that in the comments for the community. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and I will catch you in the next one.